Beneath the blazing lights of Studio 1A, millions of Americans see the same familiar face every morning. Calm, confident, unshaken. For over a decade, Savannah Guthrie has delivered the news with precision and grace, becoming one of the most trusted voices in American television. But recently, a different kind of story began to circulate. It wasn't about politics. It wasn't about breaking news. It was personal. A rumor spread quietly at first, then exploded across the internet. It claimed that Savannah's 84-year-old mother had made a startling discovery inside her daughter's private estate. Something unexpected, something revealing. People wondered, what could possibly surprise the woman who raised her? Was it wealth? Was it success? Or was it something far deeper, something no headline could capture? The truth, as it turns out, wasn't scandalous. It was something far more powerful. Behind the doors, the mansion that isn't what people think. From the outside, Savannah's life looks almost untouchable. Her homes reflect a level of success most people only dream of. In Manhattan, her Tribeca residence rises above the city like a quiet sanctuary in the sky. Upstate, her farmhouse stretches across rolling green land, surrounded by silence and open air. But when her mother Nancy walks through those doors, she doesn't see luxury first. She sees memories, mud-streaked boots by the entrance, children's drawings scattered across tables, half-finished homework resting beside coffee mugs that have long gone cold. These aren't the signs of perfection. They are the signs of life. The world sees marble countertops and designer finishes. Nancy sees something entirely different. She sees the same girl she raised in Tucson, still grounded, still human, still connected to the values she carried long before fame ever found her. There are no secret vaults, no hidden scandals, only proof of a life built slowly, carefully, and honestly. But to understand how Savannah created this life, you have to go back to where it all began, the desert that forged her strength. Long before she became a national figure, Savannah was simply a girl growing up under the endless Arizona sky. Tucson wasn't glamorous. It was raw, honest, unforgiving in its own quiet way. And it was here that Savannah learned her first lessons about resilience. Her mother, Nancy, was more than a parent. She was a constant presence, a steady force who believed deeply in education, faith, and discipline. She encouraged curiosity, independence, and strength. But life tested that strength early. When Savannah was just 16 years old, her father died suddenly of a heart attack. In an instant, everything changed. Grief could have broken her. It could have derailed her future entirely. Instead, it transformed her. Nancy watched as her daughter faced loss not with surrender, but with determination. The pain didn't weaken Savannah, it sharpened her. It gave her urgency. It gave her purpose. And most importantly, it gave her a quiet understanding that time was never guaranteed. That realization would shape every decision she made from that point forward. The unexpected turn that changed everything. Savannah's early career began like many others in journalism, local stations, small audiences, long hours, and little recognition. She worked hard. She learned fast. She pushed herself relentlessly. But something inside her remained restless. She didn't just want to report stories. She wanted to understand them. She wanted to know the deeper truth behind the headlines, the legal frameworks, the hidden structures, the forces shaping events behind the scenes. So she made a decision that surprised nearly everyone. She walked away. She enrolled at the prestigious Georgetown University Law Center. It wasn't easy. Law school demanded everything: focus, sacrifice, endurance. Nights blurred into mornings as Savannah immersed herself in case law, legal theory, and argument. She didn't just survive. She excelled. Graduating magna cum laude, she proved something not only to the world, but to herself. She was more than capable of standing in any room, facing any challenge. For a time, it seemed her future might belong entirely to the courtroom. But destiny had other plans. Finding her true voice, Savannah eventually returned to journalism, but she came back transformed. Now, She wasn't just another reporter. She was an expert. Her legal background gave her a rare advantage. She could analyze complex situations with clarity. She could question authority with precision. She could uncover truths others might miss. This combination made her invaluable. Her reputation grew rapidly. Soon, she found herself in one of the most intense environments imaginable, the White House press corps. The stakes were enormous. Every question mattered. Every word carried weight. Savannah didn't hesitate. She asked tough questions. She demanded real answers. She earned respect not through volume, but through intellect. It became clear that she wasn't just reporting history. She was helping shape how people understood it. And then came the moment that would change her life forever. The rise to morning television's most powerful seat. When Savannah joined the Today Show, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. Morning television was different. It required warmth, empathy, and emotional connection, not just sharp analysis. Savannah had to evolve once again. And she did. Viewers connected with her authenticity. She wasn't distant or artificial. She was real. She laughed. She stumbled. She showed vulnerability. And then came one of the most difficult moments of her career. When longtime co-anchor Matt Lauer was abruptly removed from the show, the weight of informing millions fell on Savannah's shoulders. There was no script that could soften that moment. No preparation that could erase its emotional impact. She spoke honestly, carefully, humanely. It was one of the most defining displays of leadership in modern broadcast history. Soon after, she began co-anchoring alongside Hoda Kotb, forming the first all-female anchor team in the program's history. Together, they reshaped the tone of morning television, not through dominance, but through trust, the role that changed her more than any career ever could. While Savannah's professional life soared, something even more profound happened. She became a mother. For all her achievements, nothing prepared her for the emotional transformation that came with raising her children. Motherhood didn't weaken her ambition, it deepened her perspective. She understood vulnerability in a new way. She understood responsibility in a deeper way. And throughout it all, Nancy remained by her side, not as a supervisor, not as an advisor, but as a living reminder of where it all began. Nancy's presence wasn't about control. It was about continuity. She saw her daughter passing down the same values she had taught decades earlier: kindness, humility, faith. And in those moments, the greatest discovery wasn't Savannah's success. It was her character. The private battles no camera could ever capture. Success always comes with hidden costs. Early mornings, endless preparation, the pressure of knowing millions depend on your composure. Savannah wakes up when the world is still asleep. She prepares when no one is watching. Every interview, every broadcast, every moment on screen represents hours of unseen effort. But there's another layer most people never see. Doubt, fear, the quiet question that lives inside even the most accomplished individuals. Am I enough? Savannah has faced those questions many times. And each time, she has answered them not with perfection, but with persistence, the faith that anchored her through everything. At the center of Savannah's life is something even more powerful than career or recognition. Faith. In her best-selling book, Mostly What God Does, she revealed the belief system that sustained her through loss, uncertainty, and pressure. It wasn't about perfection. It was about presence. Faith gave her stability when everything else felt uncertain. It gave her clarity when the path ahead seemed unclear. It reminded her that identity isn't defined by headlines or titles, but by something deeper, something unshakable. Nancy had planted those seeds decades earlier, and now she was watching them flourish, the discovery that was never meant for headlines. So, what did Savannah's mother really discover inside that mansion? Not secrets, not scandals. She discovered something far more meaningful. She discovered that success hadn't changed her daughter's soul. Behind the awards, behind the influence, behind the fame, Savannah remained the same girl who grew up beneath the Arizona sun. Driven, grounded, human. She had built a life that reflected not just achievement, but intention. Not just success, but purpose. The legacy still being written. Savannah Guthrie's story isn't about reaching the top. It's about what she carried with her along the way. Her mother's strength, her father's memory, her faith, her resilience. Every morning, when she steps onto that set, she carries decades of sacrifice, growth, and transformation with her. Viewers see confidence, but behind that confidence is a lifetime of perseverance. And in quiet moments away from the cameras, Nancy sees what the world cannot. She sees not the anchor, not the celebrity, but the daughter she always believed in. The greatest discovery wasn't found in a mansion. It was found in the life Savannah built. And the truth is more powerful than any rumor could ever be, because the real secret was never hidden behind locked doors. It was always visible in her strength, her humility, and her unwavering heart.